Hello everyone, myself Dr. Archana and welcome to our new session of Zomeo. I hope you are able to learn and understand the software and also these sessions are very useful for you in practice. In case if you have any doubts or queries, please feel free to get back to us. We will try our best to get to the best answer possible. In case if you have any suggestions, please also feel free to get back to us. Zomeo, as you know, is loaded with amazing modules, practical features, and a treasure trove to books. Not to mention a more integrated and overall approach towards patient care and management. As we delve into different features, you will realize why Zomeo is a must have for each and every one of you. And why Zomeo is so good? It's because it's more good in studying, referencing, analyzing, and solving the cases in minutes to seconds. And what more, it doesn't compromise on the quality of repertorization and also are more accurate to this. So let's start with today's session. Today, we will be solving a case of weight loss and how our software Zomeo helps you to get through the remedy in minutes or less. A 48-year-old female came to the clinic with her husband and she had a complaint of weight loss. It started with her stomach problem, stomach pain, etc. It was all because of the heavy food. After having heavy food, she had to go to the toilet immediately. There was also a lot of belching. She felt uncomfortable all the time and she was better only by belching. There was constipation and diarrhea that alternated, and her constipation was more by eating bread at night. There was a sensation of burning, and there was also aggravation from cold drinks, aggravation from ice cream, aggravation from spicy food, aggravation in the evening, especially after 5:30 till night, and there was ulcerations occasionally on lip, mostly on the left side. It started with burning tongue and it was again more in the evening. Because of all these complaints, she had felt that there was a cancer in the mouth. She always had this fear. She also had a complaint associated with back pain since 5 years. Again, this was on left sided near the scapula. This back pain was worse by standing, it was more by working in the kitchen, but it was better by rest on the back, and this back pain was better by massage. Also, generally by hot water application, and this was more on turning on the sides. She also even complained of epistaxis. This was more marked and especially in the sun. There were other complaints like teeth and caries. She had a past history of hysterectomy, which was done in 1984, and there was also a past history of typhoid in 1971 during pregnancy. She also had an episode of malaria in 1984. Now, this was all related to the past history. In the family history, she had five brothers and four sisters. One of them, the first one, expired due to diabetes. The second brother expired because of heart problem, again had diabetes. Third one is okay. Fourth one had feet swelling, and the fifth one back pain. Her mother was having no history. Her father had cardiac problems. This was a family history. As per her personal history, she had a good appetite. She had craving for sweets and ice cream. There was marked aversion for spicy things. Her menses were like prolapse after second delivery. Otherwise, the menses were normal. In thermals, she preferred tepid water bath. She liked slow fanning but didn't like AC. She is comfortable in medium hot weather but uncomfortable in cold weather. She had dreams which were really very much characteristic. She had a dream of sitting in exam hall but does not know anything or what to write. She could see her husband younger than what he is now in her dream. She could see people whom she met in daytime. She dreamt of movie which was watched in daytime. She dreamt of snakes. There were dreams of relatives. And there was also a dream of falling while crossing the road. And she gets up with a jerk and sees that her feet are still moving. She also dreamt of thief is coming and she cannot raise her voice. She could dream that somebody is giving news of death, dreamt of drowning, dream of marriage. There was also a dream of going by boat to cross river. There were dreams of journey. There were dreams of falling in ditch sometimes. This was all about her dreams, and we can see there are a maze of dreams in this case, isn't it? As a person, she is very sentimental and an emotional type of person. In the company of her husband, she has started thinking very positively. She always gets negative thoughts towards life. After getting married, she has been able to understand life better and now has started taking the things very easily. The history given by her husband is that she has a confused personality with negative thinking. She was impatient about many things. She used to get irritated over small matters. She gets hurt very easily and remains affected for few days afterwards. She gets worried about her health problems. If she suffers from any mild illness, she will think of cancer and gets worried about it. One of her friends died with cancer some time back, and any program on television or any article regarding cancer would make her anxious. Whenever she would suffer from any minor problem, the first thing she would think was cancer. She had a marked fear of cancer. At the moment, she is under the impression that she is suffering from cancer and will die very soon. This was all about her husband who had told about and what was perceived. But there was other side as well. She was reserved, emotional, sensitive, and very closely attached to all the family members. She is quite particular about her household responsibilities and to the children's studies. Any trivial mistake made by her children irritates her and she loses her patience. She is very fastidious, wants everything perfect, otherwise gets irritated. She is very friendly. She gets hurt when there is any alteration with her friends. And she is used to cry very easily. But this thing has now reduced. As a child, she was very short tempered. She used to be very scared of father. Well, doctors, now this is the case, and I hope you have got the totality of the case. To just sum up from all that I have spoken, this is the totality. Number one, the patient is very sensitive, or can say oversensitive, reserved in nature. We can say that emotional or sensitive. She is very quite particular about the things. So we can take it as fastidious. She gets offended easily. I mean, she worries about her health, negative thinking, irritates on small matters as said by her husband. And there are a maze of dreams like daytime, whatever movies he sees, relatives, people in daytime, thief is coming, snakes, etc. There's also epistaxis. Number seven, desires for sweets and also desires for ice cream. And number eight, last but not least, any TV program on cancer makes her worrisome and afraid of the disease. There is a marked fear of cancer. And below are the rubrics that we have selected for the case. Now let us start repertorizing this case with our stellar software Zomeo and see how we can get to the remedy of this patient. So let us start. We start with registering the name of the patient. As you see the screen towards the left side top, we first register the case by clicking on the patient option, and the first thing that we do is click on new case. A new pop-up will come up and will show the details to be entered. Say we create the patient and we write down the name of the patient as Aradhana. We can see the other details like mobile number, email ID, diagnosis, etc. Say the patient had come with the complaint of epistaxis. I click on diagnosis and also say epistaxis. Automatically, my software will show you the one diagnosis that is coming with the first three initials that you type. I click on epistaxis and just click on done. Immediately, I can see by clicking on save, I register the case. A new pop-up will come up which will show the details, and whatever details you will be typing will be recorded and saved in the case. Just click on OK and two things will happen simultaneously. One thing is on the right side we can see the name of the patient as Aradhana, and on the left side we can see the patient's name also getting in the patient list. So we can see in the patient list this name Aradhana has already been saved. We can also write down the other details in the software, but only one thing that is required is the name of the patient, which is marked in the asterisk. Okay. After that, we have registered the patient. Let's start entering the rubrics. But before that, I would like to tell you about the repertories that we have in our software. Just click on the repertory option and click on the repertory list. We can see that there are all the repertories on the left side that you can see. The first one is complete and then is Kent. And as we click on complete, we can see all the chapters inside. As you click on mind, on the right side, we can see the rubrics. When we click on this small checker box, this rubric gets entered into the repertorization sheet. The left-sided four box thing is nothing but our repertorization sheet. You can also view this by clicking Ctrl R. Now, why do we need so many repertories? You might have a question. This is because we are having so many rubrics that are not present in one repertory. Say, for example, if you are looking for any rubric in Kent, we always don't get all the rubrics in Kent. So that is why we need so many repertories to enhance our practice and take it to the another level. So let's start with recording the rubrics of our case. Here is this fifth option, which you can even click by typing Ctrl S in your keyboard, and it takes you to the search repertory option. Now here you can search any rubric, say physical generals, physical mentals, from the millions and trillions of rubrics that we have in our database. Now let's start with recording the rubrics. Like how you type in Google, that is the same way you have to type in this blinking cursor box. Say the first thing that we saw was epistaxis. I click on epistaxis and automatically it will just direct you to one of the words that is related to it. I click on epistaxis and just search. You can see within seconds, you can say more than 1500 rubrics we have got, in which I can see the rubrics from complete, I can see the rubrics from Kent's, I can see the rubrics from perfect. Now say if my favorite repertory is Kent, which only has 136 rubrics. But when we look into complete, which is the most latest version, say 2022 version, we have not two, three, but more than 500 rubrics for epistaxis, 568 to be specific. Let me tell you the layout of this search result. On the left, you can see the repertory name. On the right, the chapter, and then the rubric. Inside, there is number of remedies that we have, 453 in this case. And on the right side, we can see a small bulb-like thing, which is nothing but a cross reference. Now, this cross references help you a long way when you don't get the rubric that you want. Say, for example, I'm looking for epistaxis, but I also want to say nose discharge bloody. And by just a click, you can add this into your repertorization sheet. So you can see how beautiful this option is when you want to look for any cross reference. Okay, so let's take this rubric of epistaxis for hemorrhage from the complete, which is having maximum number of remedies. With right click, even you can see the full symptom. Not only that, but also the gradation. Say, for example, I want to see the level 4 remedies, level 3 remedies, level 2 remedies, and level 1 remedies. With a single click, you can even see what are the keynotes. Say, for example, the number 5 remedy is Econite. I can just click and look at the properties, look at the keynotes, go through various sections in the keynotes, say for example, nucleus of the remedy, etc. So from repertory, you can go to materia medica just by a click. Okay, so we have recorded the first rubric, that is epistaxis. Now let's go to the second rubric, which I felt was desires for sweet. I click on desires sweet and give a search option. Again, I click the one which is having the most number of remedies, that is from complete repertory. It gets added into the repertory sheet. Third I took was dreams about snakes. There were other and many dreams she had, but dreams about snake was characteristic. So I took this one. I give a search command. Again, I would like to take it from complete. Then there was fear of cancer. Now, friends, let's see what has happened over here. Like, for example, there are three rubrics that we have taken, and I had a curiosity to see what remedy is coming. There is one more very good option in Zomeo, which is a search option in the main repertory sheet. It will not only search but also direct you to the best rubric that is available as per the software. Say, for example, fear of cancer, which was very much marked in my patient. I just type on fear and cancer and give a search. I can see automatically this fear of cancer has been recorded. I don't need to go into any repertory or don't need to search for any particular repertory. My software has automatically given this rubric from just typing over here. Let's go to the search once again. This patient was reserved. So I type reserved, I search, and again I take the best rubric that is from mind chapter. Then this patient was very sensitive. I just type sensitive and I click on the complete and click on this rubric which is oversensitive and having 534. You can see how easy it is becoming just by clicking on the rubric. This is how you record the rubric. Then she was fastidious. I just click on fastidious and I go to the fastidious option, the best rubric for 121 remedies. And she also had an offended easy symptom. I took offended easily and let's see what the software has to offer. Yes, as you can see, doctors, there is only one rubric in Kent for offended easily. If this was your favorite repertory, only one rubric would come. But in complete, we are having more than 5 rubrics for the same. And also, there are other sub options like offended easily, with criticism, offended easily, offenses from past, etc. So let me take a generalized in this one, like offended easily. As you can see, we are recording the rubrics and let's now go to the repertorization sheet. As we see, there are 8 symptoms and 835 remedies. And now we have to select only one remedy from the case. How do we do that? We see that in the repertorization sheet, carcinosin is coming one. Let me tell you about the layout of this repertorization sheet. You can see the remedy, the totality, the symptoms covered, and these are the icons for the kingdoms that we have, like carcinosin from animal, puja from plant kingdom, and mineral kingdom, etc. Now, there are a lot of filters in our software. Just by clicking on strategy filters, you can see so many filters are there. But due to time constraint, I would not be able to tell you about all the filters, but we will definitely tell you about the same when we have one-on-one demo session or a training session with you. So coming back to our case, let's use the most popular filter of cross filter. Now, cross filter is nothing but whatever remedies, whatever rubrics you feel are very important for the patient, you have to click them. For me, I felt that all the rubrics are very important. So I just click on all the rubrics and let's see which remedy is coming which crosses all the rubrics. I can see only four. So, friends, can you see what has happened? From 835 remedies, we have just come to four in a matter of seconds. Now, carcinosin comes first. Now, we also want to be sure whether Thuja and Sepia come. So, we have a very beautiful option of right click and add to compare. What we can do is just add them to compare, which is the second last option, and simply give a command of compare. Within seconds, we can compare both of them. And you can even read about the section from any kingdom. We can even read from different books that we have. Say, for example, I want to compare Thuja and Carcinosin from the primer of Materia Medica. And if that book is not having that remedies, then you won't be seeing it in the Materia Medica. So, friends, this is how we can see the rubrics. And I want to be very sure about carcinosin. I just click and just check on the keynotes. Now, keynotes is a section where you can see all the details of carcinosin have been compiled from various authors. I can see in the section of mind, there is a strong deep bond with the family. This definitely was in our patient, isn't it? And then we also take you to the materia medica that we have in our software. You just have to click on books, go to reference, and there are more than 100 books on materia medica. I click on Homeopathic Materia Medica by Dr. Tarkas P. and Ajit Kulkarni. And I can also look at the chapter over here, like I want to see for carcinosin. I go to the carcinosin chapter. I can even have a text by speech option. And I am looking for something for fear. So I just type fear and I can see that so many words with fear are there in carcinosinum. There is a chapter which read a victim of prolonged suppressions, repressions, tensions, and fear of failure. And also there is cancer is often preceded by fear of cancer. Carcinosin was given to the patient from all the above findings. And to prescribe, I have to just right click and hit the prescribe button. You can write the complaint here as epistaxis. You can see the dosage was like 1 m, 4 pills. Say repetition UD and potency was 1 m and for like 2 weeks. And this is how we see the prescription. Where does this prescription go? You have to click on the patient's name and you can very well see on the right side there is a follow-up button. Now this is how the remedy in the follow-up comes along with the recorded symptoms. You can add as many number of remedies along with, say for example, Saclac. And this is how the prescription looks. The follow-up of the patient was on 24th and she was all right. She started gaining weight and was very comfortable. Again in 26th, she had gained 3 kilograms and patient was cured of all the sicknesses. Now, what learning you get in this? After repertorization, the final conclusion of the remedy should be brought upon with the help of knowledge of materia medica and confirmation of symptoms from source books. We also had given her some patient instructions and tips along with the diet and advice of the same. For this, we have to just go into the option of utility and click on patient instructions. You can just type down the disease condition, say cancer, and all you have to do is just hand out a printout of this to the patient. You can see how beautifully Everything has been told in detail, like do's and don'ts of the disease. You also have a diet and nutrition option where you simply type the condition and you can see an array of the diet and regimen for the patient. You can see how beautifully it has been given, and you can even mail it to the patient. So, friends, this is how the right homeopathic software can take you to the right remedy within minutes without compromising on quality or information input. How effective homeopathic medicines are in chronic diseases we have just seen. Be it any age group or the right remedy can be derived through the meticulous case taking and keen observation. This is not a miracle, but the efficacy of homeopathy and quick symptom search in materia medica aided by Zomeo. We hope that you enjoyed and learned from this session, and we look forward for your feedback. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat box or email us and we will answer them to the best of our ability. Until next session, see you, take care. Bye bye.